Hello everyone, my name is Nikhil and I'm going to demonstrate the capabilities of TRM application on the 3D Experience platform. I'll walk you through the 3D Experience requirements management application. I'll show you how the requirement specification structure is created, edited, and what are the components of it. I'll also give you a demo on management application. And also I'll show you how to integrate it with Microsoft Office and with external tools. The 3D Experience platform ensures that your organization validates and meets the need of its customers or its external or internal stakeholders. The platform capabilities will allow you to define and decompose the requirements so that you can design and develop new products. You can also manage decisions according to the proposed requirements. You can generate traceability reports of each requirements and the specification, and you can configure requirements to reduce development cost and optimize project schedule. The TRM application ensures clear and consistent communication between the product team and the engineering members, and the required changes are broadly shared with the stakeholders. As you can see over here, the requirement specification is divided into chapters, and each of these chapters can be further divided into subchapter, requirement, or comment, thus giving you individual components, and each of these components can be individually edited and they can be reviewed and approved through the change management process. The specifications allow you to manage requirement documentation as the requirements are captured down and decomposed to downstream development activities. A sub-requirement elaborates on some aspects of the original requirement but does not provide any new information. I'll talk about derived requirements when I'm demonstrating it live to you. Now, as you can see over here, we have a plugin called Requirements Capture on the Word file. And once you have the Word file ready, all you have to do is make these as requirements, comments, or chapters. And once this is created, this directly gets linked to your 3D Experience platform. And these are like individual links. And if you click on them, it goes directly to the platform. Once this is done, you can manage all the requirements directly on the 3D Experience platform. I'll show you how to do that. Now, if you're using any kind of external data sources or any other tools, you can use our application called Rectify to get all these requirements on the platform. And once they are on the platform, I'll show you how to use them. Now, for those of you who are new to the 3D Experience platform, this is how your screen looks like. Now, I am acting as your requirements engineer. And for me, this is the collaboration tab. So this is the dashboard for me, and these are the different tabs. And all these are customizable. Now, this is the collaboration tab wherein, somebody has put in an idea and my colleagues have already changed it to concept and project plan phase. This is a great way to interact with your customers and stakeholders to get their responses and to act on it. So as you can see, there are different filters. If I filter on ideas, I can show you the pipeline. Now this pipeline is customizable, but for our purpose, we have kept it as new idea, concept, and project plan. Once an idea comes into, once somebody changes a post into a new idea, then other team members can work on it and changes to concept phase and project plan phase. Now, once it goes through this pipeline, it can be worked upon, or maybe changes can be done to an existing product. So this is how you can interact with the customer using the communities that we have. The second tab I have here is the requirements management application itself. On the left-hand side, you have requirements structure editor, which gives you a tree-like structure of all the requirements that you have. Now, this is the this you can see here, right? So this is the requirement specification, and each of these are chapters. And as I mentioned earlier, each chapter can have a requirement, and each of these requirements can have sub-requirements. On the right-hand side is the rich text format, which gives you the capability to edit any of your documents on the application. For example, if I have to add a new picture, I can just go choose a file And I can also go to advanced option and change the resolution here. So this is how you enter a new picture. Also, if you have to like edit, enter tables, so you can just go and copy it and directly paste it over here. So as this is a rich text format, you get direct links, and this is inside requirement one, ending with 562. Now, if I click on system performance, if I open it and I click on any of these requirements, you can directly see where this requirement is and what it refers to. Now, apart from that, we have the capabilities to edit these requirements on the platform itself. So for example, inside a requirement, you want to add a new requirement, you can do that directly over here. So I'm going to just insert a new requirement, and I'm going to call it test. Now, once this test is created, what I'm going to show you is what all components come with it. So attributes come with it. So for example, this show talks about revision, which is the first revision. The type is requirement. It also shows if it's the last revision. So if you have the requirement ready, you can revise it by using the tools. So after that, um, you can link this requirement directly with another requirement. For example, this test A covers the requirement um, 605. So I can directly right click and insert a new link. And I can end this link over here. And I can show confirm that it's a downstream link. So this directly shows me that test A covers requirement 1, which is over here. And you can also see that the requirement is refined into another requirement. So if you just click on this, you can see what the requirement talks about and which one is the one that's it's linked to. You can also change the maturity state of these requirements. For example, if I just click on it, I can change the maturity state of it. And you can set the priority, difficulty level, importance. You can also log these requirements. For example, if you don't want to share it with certain people, you can just lock it. And you get more details about this requirement, about what the collaborative space is, the organization, and the modification date. You can also use these tools over here to do the functions that I mentioned earlier and more. For example, if you want to export these requirements, you can directly click on export or export to RMC. If you want to make changes to what you see on the table, the change in parameter values, you can do over here. Other thing that you can do is change the view. And when you go to life cycle, you can change its maturity. As I mentioned earlier, you can do it directly from the dashboard or from the tools over here. You can create a new revision for a requirement. So once you do that, this tick box which says this last revision changes to something like this. You can delete requirements. You can also duplicate requirements if required. For example, if certain requirements are so important that you don't want anyone to change those, so you can duplicate these requirements and your rest of the team can work on the duplicated requirement and the original requirement stays the same. You can also have revisions for these requirements. If you want to collaborate with your teams, you can share this requirement directly, or you can lock certain requirements so that other team members cannot see it, and you can unlock it from here. This is all about the requirements management application, as this is hosted on the web. So it can be used across all the devices. And also it's like a single source of data. So whatever changes you make to the requirements are reflected in real time. So for example, your engineering team is working on a part and there is a change in your requirement. If you link the requirement to the engineering part, uh, the changes are reflected in real time. You also get good traceability of these requirements. For example, the drone system requirement, I've linked it with the drone regulations, the mission concepts, and the commercial. If I click on this, I get the overall view of the traceability. Each part of the requirements inside the drone system requirements can be traced onto the parts of drone regulation, mission concepts, and commercial. Now, this is the drone system requirement, and these are all the chapters on it. Now, if you want to go to a certain chapter, for example, support equipment, and there are 3 requirements in it, but these I see are not linked to any of these. But for example, if I go to other system characteristics, you can see this individual requirement where it is linked to each of these sub requirements, for example, on the commercial side, and also here on the regulation side. You can drag it down and expand it. So this is how you can establish traceability, and if there is a change in any of these requirements, it's reflected in real time. These are the capabilities of the TRM application on 3ds platform. To summarize, the 3ds platform allows you to view requirements in a structural format and also to edit them in rich text format. It is easy to use and can be traced upwards and downwards to each small requirement. You can manage each component individually, review them, get approvals, revise them, and also mature them to a new state. The traceability part gives you an overall traceability report of each individual component. That's it. Thank you.